Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to film a marriage Q&A I asked on a YouTube group that I'm in, on my Facebook and on my Instagram for your guys' questions. And so today I'm going to answer those. I've got my coffee here, my Starbucks order. Today I tried something different. Normally I get an iced caramel macchiato, but I wanted to try something a little different. So I got on Pinterest and I found a grande iced coffee. I've got it wrote down on my notebook. So if y'all see me looking down, I'm filming on my phone, so I can't get the questions from my phone. So I wrote them down on my notebook. So if y'all see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I got a grande iced coffee, 2 pumps white mocha, 1 pump caramel drizzle, and heavy cream. And then I got extra caramel drizzle. It's pretty good. It's probably something I will order again. Without further ado, let's get on into the questions. Vacation Impossible asked, what was the last vacation each of you took without your spouse? I asked my husband this. My husband has no interest in being in my YouTube videos because he is not the social media type of person. Sometimes he'll be in clips of my videos, but he does not want to talk in my videos or anything like that. So some of these questions I have asked him and he has told me to answer, so I'm going to tell you guys. The last vacation I took that I remember is to Colorado. We went as a family, but my dad and my papa went elk hunting, and then we just tagged along. Mine was Colorado with my family, and Dylan, my husband, he said he went to Branson with his dad and brother. Princess Kimberly asked, what is one major advice you'd give to newlyweds? There's so much advice I would give. When you're angry at your spouse, do not leave the house. For various reasons, and here is why. I understand everybody, when they're angry, they want their space. I want my space, Dylan wants his space, so we go into separate rooms of the house. If you leave and you are angry and something happens to you while you are gone, the guilt of your spouse, the guilt that that man or that woman will have for the rest of their life for being angry at you and not saying I love you, not kissing you, and not being happy with you, that's a lot of guilt on them for the rest of their life or you. So that's one major piece of advice. Another one, go to therapy, go to marriage counseling, go to pre-marriage counseling. Before my marriage, I did not know what someone's walking past, so they're probably looking at me like, you crazy? I did not think to go to pre-marriage counseling until after the fact, after I was married. I'm a big believer in therapy. Even if you think you don't need it with your spouse, chances are you do, because nobody's perfect. I don't know about anybody else. I know she mentioned one thing, but marriage is for the rest of your life, so I've got tons of advice. And I think a lot of social media and movies and TV shows and things like that, they paint this perfect picture of marriage is this way and it's got to be this way versus reality. There's a lot of fights, there's a lot of forgiving. You will forgive a ton and you will apologize a ton. Marriage is hard, and anybody that tells you it's not is lying. It's hard, it's easy, it's beautiful, it's all the emotions. And I've said it before in my life, and I will continue to say it. If you could put all the emotions into one big emotion, it would be marriage. Marriage is a blessing, the best thing in the world, but it's also very, very hard. Remember why you chose them. And this kind of gets into my other questions a little bit. Gary Paul asked, how long do you expect the marriage to last? Forever. If you go into a marriage not expecting it to last forever, don't marry them. You know, and I understand divorce happens, things happen, you fall out of love, whatever the situation may be. I understand divorce is a thing, but if you're going into it thinking, oh, I'm only going to be married to this person for 5 years or 6 months and blah, blah, blah. That is a red flag for you to know that you're not ready for marriage. I think my marriage will last forever because we're willing to put in the work. I don't know how to say this person's name, so I'm just going to spell it. Kiaan asked, when did he propose? He proposed in November of 2014, and then the following year in November of 2015 we got married. How he proposed was we went to downtown Little Rock, Arkansas, and we were just going around Little Rock taking a couple photos. My sister-in-law was actually the one who took the photos, and we all went through all these different spots throughout Little Rock, and this one perfect place, it had like a arch of trees and over us, and it was just really beautiful. My sister-in-law was like, oh, what poses do you have in mind, blah blah blah. I've kind of ran out of poses, and my husband was like, oh, I've got a pose, let's do this one. I was like, okay, well, what do I do? And he got down on one knee and asked me to marry him, and I cried like a little baby. It was perfect for us, and it was just amazing. And she actually got photos of it. It was really cute. How did we meet? We met one night. So his mom and my mom were friends, and my mom got to talking to him actually, just like asking him different things, like, you know, what do you do for fun, blah blah blah, just general questions to get to know somebody. And my mom came to me one day and is like, oh, well, my friend's having a bonfire tonight, and there's this cute guy who is close to your age, and maybe you should go. I was like, okay, Mom, cool, cute guy, I'm gonna go. Well, I got to thinking before we went, and I never told like my mom or anybody this besides my husband later on, but I was like, what if I met my husband tonight? What if I go to this bonfire and I meet my husband? And it was crazy, the feeling that I got. Like, I remember the exact moment I laid eyes on him, and I know that that is cheesy as crap, but it's the truth. My mom introduced me to his mom, and then his mom introduced me to him. And we got to talking, everybody at the bonfire got to talking, and at the time I was 18, so legal adult, I'll get to that in a second. So, the wind's kind of blowing, so if you hear that, that's what that is. So at the end of the bonfire, he come up to my mom and was like, hey, we're gonna go play games. Do you mind if Hannah comes along? We would really like to go play games with her. And my mom was like, she's a legal adult. If she wants to go, she can. And I am not the type of person to get out of my comfort zone. I hardly ever get out of my comfort zone. And I just remember thinking for a moment, I don't want to go. I'm not comfortable. Not comfortable in the fact that I didn't know him. I didn't know anybody else that was going, blah, blah, blah. Well, I had this feeling like God spoke to me and was like, just jump out of your comfort zone and go for it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go with them and play games. Well, I did, and my mom later on that night, she was like, I cannot believe that you went. I know, me either, but it was amazing. So Dylan almost let me get out of the car without asking for my number. I even slowly got out of the car, very slowly, so he would have a chance to man up and ask me for my number. Well, I almost shut the door, and he finally asked, and I was like, dang it, about time. So yeah, the rest is history. Who said I love you first? Dylan actually said I love you first, and when he said it, I did not say it back. I didn't say it back. I said, I don't want to tell you I love you and me not know or lie about it. I said, I want to be truthful with you. And like a week or two later, I said it, and I was like, I'm crazy. What are your favorite things to do together? Of course, watch Netflix, things like that. Not really sure what he would say, so yeah. Favorite thing to do with Dylan is travel. I love to travel, and then traveling with him is even better. What's been your biggest fight? So his dad lived with us and my mom lived with us at the same time. That put a lot of stress and strain on our relationship because it was very difficult and stressful because of a lot of reasons, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And that was the biggest fight of our marriage so far, and we've been married 4 years in November. What is something you do that annoys your spouse and vice versa? Something I do that annoys my spouse. Sometimes we intentionally annoy each other, but unintentionally. This should be more easier for me to answer. That annoys my spouse. Probably turning on the heat when it's not that cold outside. I'm a very cold-natured person, and he is not. He is like hot all the time. And oh no, I know what it is. I have to have a blanket on me regardless. Like if I'm laying down, a blanket's got to be on me. I don't know why. I guess a security kind of thing. But it annoys Dylan so bad. It annoys Dylan so bad that I have to have a blanket on me, and he's like always hot, and he's like, get that blanket off me. It's just a comfort thing for me, so that annoys him. What is something that he does that annoys me? He likes to pester me like a brother likes, like your sibling likes to pester you and stuff. He pesters me, and it drives me insane, because I'm like, you're 26 years old, 25 years old, about to be 26 in like July. So it drives me crazy that he likes to pester me. What's your favorite thing about your spouse? Okay, so I asked Dylan this, and he's like, everything about you is my favorite thing, which is a lie. So I don't really know what his favorite thing about me is, but my favorite thing about him is how he is so like loving and caring towards me, and he just shows that throughout the day. Like I don't have to question if he loves me or anything like that. Like he just takes care of me, and I really like that. That's what I really love about him, is how caring he is towards me. And of course there's other things that I love about him, but that's probably my favorite. This is getting a pretty long Q&A, so I'm going to leave it at that on a positive note. If this is something that you enjoyed and want a part 2 or a Q&A of just general questions, then like this video and comment below your questions so I can get to them in the next Q&A, and I know that y'all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Bye!